Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and the Restless sees Claire Grace Newman fuming over Victor Newman plotting with Audra Charles to ruin her relationship. I suspect Claire is not going to take this lying down and will not only stick with Kyle Abbott, but may punish those that tried to break them apart. This week, Claire and Kyle see Audra chatting with Sally Spectra at Society, and she can't wait to get over there because Claire is determined to confront Audra. She storms up and tells her she knows what she tried to do with Kyle in France, and she knows all about Audra's dirty deal with Victor. Meanwhile, an upset Audra calls Kyle pathetic. She insists to Claire that Kyle really was in her room in France and was flirting with Audra while they were away. And I mean, that stuff is true. Let's be clear on that. I think Kyle absolutely overstepped by kissing Audra. That was a cheat move. But what's crazy is Audra seems to think that Nate Hastings isn't going to find out any of this. Sally already worried to her that Kyle or Victor might tell Nate, but Audra is so certain that's not going to happen. While I don't think either Victor or Kyle will go running to Nate, I 100% expect he's going to find out, and he's going to find out soon. Kyle says that he hopes Claire didn't believe what Audra said. We're going to see Claire glaring, but in the end, she's most likely going to believe Kyle over Audra. I just don't think Claire's going to let Audra get into her head too much. You know, she survived crazy Aunt Jordan, so she can survive anything. And Claire's pretty sharp. Also, this week, Adam Newman turns down Claire and Kyle when they ask to buy his apartment. So, that's one more thing that has annoyed Claire. One more thing she blames Victor for trying to mess up in her life. I think Claire's pretty much at her tipping point with both of them. I'm expecting to see her furious and taking hits at both Audra and Victor so that she can let them know nothing is going to break up her and Kyle, and that Claire is willing to make them pay for trying to break her heart so cruelly. She already told Kyle it really bothers her that her granddad, Victor, was so willing to hurt her just to prove that he's right, and what he wants matters more than what she wants for her own life. We know Claire is already determined to prove to Victor he can't control her. Claire told him she's had enough, and she walked away after Cole's funeral and told Victor she's done. Meanwhile, Victor was totally brushing off Victoria Newman and Nikki Newman's concerns about what he did. I mean, Victor is either so clueless or so egotistical or both that he thinks Claire has no right to be upset, and she should accept that he knows what's best for her. But Kyle and Claire are moving full steam ahead on living together. So, moving in with Kyle is the first move I think Claire makes to clap back at Victor and to show her defiance. But Claire may not stop there. She says she wants nothing to do with Victor. If Nikki is defending Victor and trying to justify his actions, Claire might snap and quit Chancellor. She might walk away from her job and go work with Kyle over at Jabbo. If not Jabbo, maybe Marchetti or the retro division that Diane Jenkins is running. Any Abbott-related job would do to stick it to Victor because he would hate to see Claire on Team Abbott. And of course, she loves working with her grandma Nikki, but Claire may want to send a very strong screw you message to Victor. And walking away from Chancellor would absolutely do that. I bet Victor's head would explode if Claire not only moved in with Kyle, but went to work for Jack, Abbott, or Diane, or Kyle. Of course, that would complicate things for Victor because he wants to use Kane Ashby to destroy the Abbotts. Actually, it might just give Victor more reason to try and work with Kane to destroy the Abbotts. So, unbeknownst to Victor, Jack, Kyle, and pretty much everybody, Kane's gunning for Jabbo along with Newman Enterprises and Chancellor. I feel like Claire might hit at Victor personally and professionally, and moving in with Kyle would do it. Getting closer to the Abbotts would do it. In the end, though, whatever Claire decides to do about Victor, her anger at him is going to be a lot less fiery than her rage at Audra. One thing I will say, Claire appreciates that the Newmans welcomed her despite her upbringing, despite what she did to target them. So, if Victor came to her and apologized, then Claire might drop any thoughts of a vendetta on him. But Audra, that's another story. Claire's not going to drop that. If she really wants to make Audra pay, then she needs to go straight to Nate and tell him about Audra's sketchy, dirty deal with Victor. Claire can factually tell Nate that Audra took money to seduce Kyle. That would probably make a lot of sense to Nate. He has smelled something off about this deal that Audra made with Victor from the start. I think Claire will be nice to Nate when she tells him because she knows he's grieving Damian Kane's Jermaine Rivers' death, and Claire really likes him. But I do also think she will tell Nate because she likes him. Claire thinks Nate deserves much better than Audra. So Claire may think it's a kindness to just tell Nate the truth about Audra before he gets in any deeper with that woman. Another thing Claire could do to get revenge on Audra would be to humiliate her in the business world. Audra's already lost the chance to start her company, Vibranti, before it even got off the ground. Victor actually wants the money he paid her back. So unless she finds somebody else to fund her, Vibranti is dead. Claire could let everybody in town know about the shady deal Audra made with Victor, basically selling herself for startup money. Audra may have to take the job Sally offered at Abbotcom because Claire may blackball any chance Audra has of getting a job anywhere else in town. If you remember, Audra was already having trouble finding work after Kyle fired her. That's why Audra was in a desperate state when Victor approached her. Then again, I also call this karma because if Audra hadn't betrayed Tucker McCall, Trevor St. John, she wouldn't have been in that position and would have still been running a major company on Young and the Restless. Claire might even ask Adam to run a scathing hit piece on Audra about her losing Vibranti. Adam might do it. Even though he can't sell Claire and Kyle his apartment, he might think that it's okay to run front-page news trashing Audra. I doubt Victor would care as long as Adam left his name out of it because Victor can't stand Audra and never could, even when he was working with her. Victor would probably laugh if Audra was publicly tarnished like that. We'll see how it goes. But I don't see Victor and Audra getting away with targeting Claire and Kyle. I think Victor has forgotten who Claire is, who raised her, and that she's a schemer and a plotter who was trained to get vengeance. But I do think lucky for Victor, she won't stay mad at him for too long. Unlucky for Audra because she's going to be in the crosshairs. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.